rajasaha preta bhutaganamshchanye yajante tamasajanaha. Ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante ye tapojana dampahangkara samyuktaha kamaragavanvita.
Hari Om. Welcome to the second session for this yajna. Today's sponsors are Meenakshi and Ravindra Baliga. Can you please come forward and light a diya? Leela Prasad, and in her absence, Swami ji would like the diya for Leela. Gita and Baljit, they are our regular sponsors, but they're also snowbirds. So they have not returned from their Florida vacation. And Pam Malik. And Pam is also our regular annual sponsor. Thank you, Pam. And the sponsorships are still open. If anybody would like to sponsor, please speak to Vijaya or myself. We can still take sponsorships. They're always welcome.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswati Namaha, Shri Satgurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahmavitvaram Manojavam Marudhatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vadatmajam Vanarayuta Mukhyam Sri Ramadutam Sirasa Namami. Santoshini Jaganmata Mama Saubhagya Vriddhaye Namaskaromi Bhaktya Tvam Prasanna Varada Bhava. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kridau Vande Bhagavantau Punah punaha. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashandaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Satchitanandarupaya Vishwotpattyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Neelambujasyamalako Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Panau Mahasayaka Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvamshanatham. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Lingayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. So we saw yesterday, 17th chapter started with the question of Arjuna. Arjuna was concerned that a person, when he heard Bhagavan's concluding remarks in the 16th chapter, that we have to follow the Shastra. So he developed a doubt. This is called Anuprasna. A prasna means a doubt. Anuprasna means a doubt arising from a statement. So Arjuna's question is called Anuprasna. So he thought that not everybody knows Sanskritam. All our scriptures are given in Sanskrit language. So suppose a person perform puja, worship, etc., but he doesn't follow the scriptures, scriptural injunctions. As I was telling you, scriptural injunction for performing puja rituals are all contained in there's something called the particular branch of knowledge called kalpa. Chiksha, kalpam, vyagaranam, ityadi. So kalpa. So kalpa shastra, suppose somebody doesn't know, and they are given all the instructions, what to do, what not to do, etc. What type of prasadams to be prepared, where the Lord should be faced, what type of offering should be done, what mantras to be chanted, all those instructions are given. Now, suppose a person who is spiritually illiterate, he's not illiterate, but spiritually illiterate. So such a person, but at the same time, he has got the devotion, Shraddha is there. So what category he belongs to, this was the doubt of Arjuna. So Bhagavan answering that, he said that the Shraddha, if a person performs the rituals according to the Vedic injunction, then he will definitely fall into the Sattvic quality. But a person who doesn't follow that, then what happened? He does activities or whatever puja or ritual, it will be according to his swabhava. The innate tendencies. Each one, we are all born with certain innate tendencies, and those tendencies are categorized into Sattvic swabhava, Rajasic swabhava, Tamasic swabhava. In fact, the whole human personality is governed, dictated, or propelled by this particular fact. Wherever you have Shraddha, whatever be your faith, so Shraddha mayoyam purushaha. Bhagavan said that this person is nothing but where his Shraddha is. Whatever he believes in, that alone he will express in the world outside. Then Bhagavan gave some example also that people who are Sattvic-minded people, they worship the gods. So that is why in our religion, we have so many gods, varieties of gods are there. And these are all to be chosen according to the temperament. That's why varieties are given. That's why in a shop you go also, there are varieties of items are there. You may wonder who is the buyer, but there are buyers for that also. So that is why the shopkeeper keeps it. So the same way, our Hindu rishis, they were great, what you call psychologists or psychiatrists. They knew the psychology of human being. So they have displayed for us varieties of God, and you can select any one of them according to your temperament. So these people, Sattvic people, they worship gods. They Sattvic gods. You can see most of the gods in the temple, they're all Sattvic type of gods. They're beautifully dressed and looking nice and smiling all the time. So you don't ask why they are smiling. So if you really, Vedanta says why the gods are smiling all the time. You don't see a crying god or a different mood, angry god and all that. What you see, most of the gods are all smiling. And it is said, our Gurudev used to humorously say that the person who is praying to the God, that very prayer, the one who is praying, that person is the Lord himself. That man who is standing in front of the Lord himself is Bhagavan. And that Bhagavan is coming and pleading with another Bhagavan. How is it? Is it not laughable? So this is what that's why all our gods are smiling, it is said. So Aham Brahmasmi is the final teaching of our Upanishads. So from that standpoint, if you look at it, going and praying to Bhagavan itself is a laughable thing from the standpoint of the highest truth. So, but from the Vyavaharic sense, it is okay. But from the highest truth, it itself is a laughable thing. Anyway, so all the Sattvic type of people will go to gods, and Rajasic people will go select Rajasic type of gods. Like yesterday I was telling you Kubera and all those gods, Indra, Varuna, Agni, Vayu, these devatas are all Rajasic type of people, which will give you materialistic benefit. So the gods will give you spiritual benefit. They will bless you with Antakarana Shuddhi, purity of mind, etc. But Rajasic type of God will bless you with materialistic property, prosperity, etc. But Tamasic type of people will worship the lower type of gods, the spirit, etc. Somebody who dead and gone. And their type of worship also will be mostly, you must have seen in Ramayana serial, the what you call the Indrajit. Indrajit, when he was kind of thinking that he cannot win the war, so he went to a gufa and started worshipping some Devi. And the mantra he was chanted also will be very, very, very tamasic type of, and then the killing the buffaloes and goats and all that offering. So, and the middle of the night with skull in hand, that is how they worship. This is called tamasic type of worship. So that type of worship, what will happen? They become powerful, all right, but the destructive power will come to you. With that power, people do black magic, etc. So this is the tamasic type of worship. Then Bhagavan talked about how Bhagavan is coming to 4 items. As I was telling you yesterday, 4 items. First is ahara. The food that we take, that is also sattvic food, rajasic food, tamasic food. Then the second topic is yajna. Yajna also, there are three types, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Same way, tapas. Tapas he divides into three subtopics. That shariram tapas, vak tapas, manasam tapas. Three topics. And all of them are again the sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Then dhanam. Dhanam is the charity, the what do you call, the donation that you give. It is called charity. And that is also sattvic dhanam, rajasic dhanam, tamasic dhanam also there. So we shall see all of them. So we'll start with the, so we saw seventh verse, we saw yesterday. Aharastvapi sarvasya
Aharasvapi sarvasya
vividho bhavati priyaha
trividho bhavati priyaha
yajnastapastatha dhanam
yajnastapastatha dhanam
tesham bhedamimam shrinu.
tesham bhedamimam shrinu.
So aharaha tu api. So food also, three kinds of food. Now when it comes to food, there are four factors. Number one is the source of food. Who cooks the food? Who serves the food? With what attitude one serves the food? That is very important. Invisible vibration of the source will be transferred to the food. That is why olden days they were not eating out. Nowadays it's all modern time. Nobody cooks at home, especially in India. And nowadays we go visit, when you go to India, we visit some houses. And olden days, they were so happy, they start cooking some nice food. Swamiji, what you would like to have and all that, they ask and then cook very enthusiastically. But nowadays you go, the host is sitting there relaxed, watching TV. We are tired of watching TV, we go there and they are asking us to watch. And then 12 o'clock, 12:30, no movement, nothing. Nothing is happening. Then I am hungry. They ask, what happened to the lunch? You called me for lunch. What happened to the lunch? I had to ask. So then they will say, Swamiji, what do you want? That time they ask. So you give your desire, whatever that you like to have, and they make a list and they immediately phone up. And within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hot food comes. Nobody cooks. So, according to our system, this is called impure source. Why it is impure source? And our Sai Baba used to give an example that one family, one lady invited a sadhu for bhiksha. And the sadhu went there, and while it was served in a silver plate, silver cup, and all that. And while after serving some food, and the sadhu started eating, then suddenly the lady forgot something to bring, so she went to the kitchen. And at that time, so the sadhu who was eating food, and he suddenly had a thought, hey, it is all silver, everything is silver, let me take one cup and put it in his bag. Sadhus in Himalaya, they always carry a shoulder bag for this purpose only. and she didn't notice also. So after the food is over, she prostrated to him and gave him the dakshina. And the sadhu went back. And after some time, he felt so bad. Sadhu felt very bad. I took this silver glass without her knowledge, so I should go and give it back to him. her. So he went back. Probably he's a sadhu, he's pure heart. So he could not take it. He will feel guilty otherwise. So he went back to her house, knocked at the door. She opened the door and said, what happened? He said, by mistake, I took this glass from you. Sorry about it. And she was very cool and said, I am not surprised. What do you mean you are not surprised? Because my husband is a thief. So whatever you ate is the stolen food. So that samskara has gone into the food. So that is why the source is also very important. Nowadays, in all our temples, every temple in USA, you see all other temples are famous because of what? Cafeteria. So they phone up and ask also. The cafeteria is open. Temple open, they don't ask. Cafeteria is open. And these people nowadays, so much of orthodoxy is there. Orthodoxy was in India. All of them are transported to America now. Now the American people, Indians living in America has become more orthodox than back in India. And they come to the temple taking bath, not touching anybody and putting patta and all that, and then untouchable and all those kind of things. They come and then Govinda, they will go and prostrate to the Govinda and then go and afterwards what happened? Go and order a masala dosha in the restaurant. And that person who is making masala dosha has not taken bath for 3 days. So such a person. And in their hand, they eat this food. They forget this. Why? Because that samskara of that person who is making it. So that is why the source of food is very important. That's why in our Chandogya Upanishad, it is said, when you eat food, the first part, the gross part goes for your taste and all that. Then the subtle part, the middle part portion will go into the makeup of your physical body, the vitamins, etc. Then there is a subtle part of the food is there. That is the one that go into the makeup of your mind. So that subtlety comes because of your love and affection. It is given in the food. That is why, with what attitude you cook the food, that is very important with Shraddha. So this is number one. Number two, that's why olden days in our families and all that, our mother, our grandmother, etc., they used to chant Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, because they memorized it. They keep on chanting it and then they cook. You can see the taste of that food is also different. And when you eat very little also, you feel full. But nowadays, those things are not there. They put up some rock music or something, and then they cook. Or TV music, or TV channel going on, some what is that fight between mother-in-law, daughter-in-law going on? That kind of serial they watch. Then number two is the quality of food. Quality food is sattva, rajas, tamas. Normal, regular vegetarian food, freshly cooked, not refrigerated, freezed. The freezered food are taken out. Nowadays, people have no time. Both are working, no time to cook. So what they do? Weekend, they will cook for the whole week and put it in the freezer, isn't it? And little take it out and then warm up and eat. They say that is the most unhealthy way of eating. Then quantity. So first is source of food. Second is quality of food. Third is quantity. Eat only when you are hungry. That should be a tapas. The one person, the doctor told him, eat only 2 chapatis in the night. He was told. And this person said, after or before dinner? Now, this type of people, a little bit hunger should be there. Don't eat up to the tonsils. Purayet asanena ardham. So it is said your half stomach should be filled with solid food. Then 1/4 of your stomach should be filled with liquids. 1/4 of your stomach should be left free. Vayu sancharanarthaya chaturtham avasheshayet. So, now somebody asked me, Swamiji, how do you know what is your half portion of body, stomach? I asked him, tomorrow morning, eat 12 paratha, aloo paratha and see how it is. That next day, make it half, 6. What else you can say? It's not necessary. Whenever you feel like going for a second help, stop it. That is the best. Then the 4th point is mode of eating. Manner of eating. In all the buffet dinner, you must have seen. Everybody take in our plate and stand there and start talking to each other and eat. That is not considered healthy. Why? Because eating is a form of puja. Bhagavan said, Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashridaha Pranapana Samayuktaha Pachami Annam Chaturvidham. So, I myself is residing in your stomach as Jadaragni, the stomach fire to digest the food. So if it is, so what happened? Food becomes an offering to the Lord. So with that attitude, one should eat. That's why sitting down with reverentially, with respectfully, one should offer the food to the Lord. Attitude should be reverential because it is an offering to the Lord. No other activity during eating. Watching TV, watching what you call something else, or reading newspaper, or talk conversation, or WhatsApp, all those things should be stopped while eating, it is said. So you can enjoy the food and you will be there present. So the Annam Brahma Raso Vishnuhu Bhokta Devo Maheshwaraha Iti Sanchindya Punjanaha Annadoshai Nalipyate. With this attitude that Annam Brahma, Raso Vishnuhu, the taste that is there in that food is Mahavishnu himself, and Bhokta Devo Maheshwaraha, the one who is enjoying the food is Bhagavan, Ishvara, Lord Shiva himself. In this way, in this bhava, if you eat, then Annadoshai Nalipyate. Food poisoning will not be there at all. Even in Taittiriya Upanishad also, Annam Brahme Divyachanad Annate Bhagalpivari Bhuta Nijayante Anne Najata Nijivante Annam Prayantya Visham Vishanti Te. So Annam Brahme Divyachanad. Annam should be considered as Bhagavan himself. Because in 15th chapter, Bhagavan very clearly said, Gam avishya bhutani dharayamyaha mojasa pushnami chaushadi sarva somo bhutva rasatmakaha. So I myself fertilize the land. I myself is the vegetable kingdom. I myself gave fertility in the form of sun ray, etc. Bhagavan said, so the food that is eating, that you should consider with respect. So having said that, now Bhagavan is going to talk about what is Sattvic type of food. 8th verse. Ayus sattva balarogya
Ayus sattva balarogya
sukha priti vivardhana
Sukha प्रीतिविवर्धनाः
Rasya snigdha stira hridya
रस्या स्निग्धा स्थिरा हृद्या
ahara sattvika priya.
सात्विकप्रियाः
Ayuhu, the food that you eat should be healthy. The healthy interpretation can be different from different angle, okay? But generally, healthy food, wholesome food, and sattvabala, arogya, sukha, preeti, vivardhanaha. Sattvabala means mental strength. That food should give you mental strength, give you long life, mental strength. Sattvabala, arogyam. Sattva here means mental, mind. Okay. Sattvabala, arogyam, sukhaha. And when you eat the food, it should be comfortable. It is not that you keep on etc. That sound you make, because it is so much of masala and so much of chilies, etc. The chili must be there, but minimum, not too much. Sukha preeti vivardhanaha. After eating that food, what do you call, you should feel comfortable. You should not feel unpleasant. So mentally, stomach में कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया, some Ghosha Yatra is going on, some procession is going on in the stomach. Like that, one should not feel comfortable. Sukha preeti vivardhanaha. Then rasyaha snigdhaha stiraha hridyaha ahara sattvika priyaha. So tasty, rasyaha. Then snigdhaha means firm, solid food. It should not be always what messy, mushy and all that. Then appetizing, hridyaha. Stiraha means firm, appetizing, not the dry hridya, ahara, sattvika stiraha. So, but slightly oily with ghee, it is said. So ayuhu sattva balarogya. So freshly cooked food is considered sattvic type of food, and fresh food, not preserved, not old, sukham, comfort, giving food, arogyam, disease-free health. It gives you long life also. So snigdhaha means snehavantaha. So it must be little oily or little the ghee or etc. is good, not too much. Stiraha, chirakala sthainaha dehe hridyaha. And it should stay in your stomach for some time. It should not immediately get what you call dispersed. Preeti is happiness at the time of eating. It should be pleasing also. It should be tasty also. It should taste again. It is a developed taste for some people. It all depends upon your tongue, how you develop it. So what South Indian like, North Indian may not like it. North Indian, what they eat, South Indian may not like it. It's all individuals, what type of taste you have developed from childhood. So it is said that when you are growing up, whatever food that you are eating at that time, you grew up with whatever food that you ate, you continue that throughout your life, you will be comfortable. That is what the general understanding. All other. So normally vegetarian food is considered sattvic type of food, which will give you longevity. Nowadays, everybody is turning vegan now, right? So there are now if you travel in Air India or in other flights, if you ask for vegetarian food, there is a big list comes. What type of vegetarian food? There itself, there are so many varieties are there now. So you want a diabetic vegetarian? So vegan vegetarian, vegan has become very famous now. So world is changing now towards vegetarianism. Now, it doesn't mean that a vegetarian has to be what you call sattvic, okay? That is not what Bhagavan said. Bhagavan said, Sattvika Priyaha, it is said. So, it is dear to Sattvika people. When your mind is in that sattvic mood, you will enjoy that food. Otherwise, the same person in a rajasic mood, he will want rajasic type of food also. Now, next is rajasic food. What is that? Katvam lalavanatyushna
Katvam lalavanātyushna
tikshna ruksha vidahinaha
ikshnarukshavidhāhinaha
ahara rajasasyeshtaha
āhāra rājasasyeshtāha
dukkha shokamaya pradaha.
shokamaya pradaha.
So, other than sweet, all other tastes are rajasic. So here it is a katu. Katu means bitter. So here we have to add ati shabda, ati. Ati for all to be added. So ati katuhu. So too much bitter, too bitter. Then amla, lavana, also ati. So in our food, this bitter gourd, etc. is ati katu. So that amla, too much sour, like imli, etc. Too much. Some people put too much. Vattakornba, there is something called vattakornba in South. I got so much of imli and salt. It is loaded with what? Blood pressure items. Kattu amla, lavana. Lavana means saltish. So saltish example is what? In flight, they give you that pretzels, pretzels. It is salty. My God, the salt will be there. Saltish. Some people like that. Then kattu amla, lavana, atyushna. Very hot. Here it is chilli hot, okay? The chilli hot. Some people like chilli hot. They enjoy hot stuff, chilies. And while eating, they will be sweating and eyes will be watering. And even then, they won't stop. They enjoy it. There's a green chili, they will hold it and then bite it also. No, I'm talking about myself. I used to do that. Here, there was a gentleman here in Toronto. Whenever I go for Bhiksha, he come with that green chili. To give it to me. I still remember him. Tikshna, Ruksha, Atyushna, Ushna is hot, then pungent. Pungent. Pungent, what is that? The Tikshna. Pungent, what is the example? It is maybe mustard sauce you must have taken, right? If you have, especially Japanese sushi, they will give you the mustard sauce along with, suppose you order this Japanese sushi. Sushi, right? Not sushi. Sushi is a name of person. Sushi. In that, there's a ginger also there. There is a mustard paste also they give you. And if you take that by mistake, then what happens? Your kundalini will rise. Certainly, that kind of a, it's called a Ushna, Tikshna, Ruksha, harsh. Vidahinaha. Vidahinaha means burning. Burning hot. So in South, etc., it is all Madras hot, they say. If you give them coffee in a normal cup, they will not take it. They will again microwave it and heat it, and then hot, they will pour it up, and then kalakalala, they drink. Oh, you need a lot of years of practice for that. Udahinaha. Then ahara rajasa seshta dukkha shokamaya pradaha. This kind of food you take while eating it is dukkham, and afterwards it will give dukkham in the form of disease also. Dukkha shokamaya pradaha. It is shoka means suffering. They cause pain, they cause suffering and ill health. So rajasic people like these kind of food. So hot food also you can add there whiskey and all that without ice, straight, not on the rocks, without that. So that kind of food is considered hot food. So this is those people who are, so but in our food, all these, especially Indian food, all these rasas will be there. But here Bhagavan is telling not make it too much, that is all. Katu, you can take a little bit of bitter, the bitter gourd also, that bitterness can be removed. And sour also, imli also we have to use in our cooking, but little bit, not too much. Salt also we have to use, but it should not be saltish. Then chili also, little bit. All these things are in moderate measure. If you use it, it will become sattvic. Suppose you add too much, and it is in atitikshnaha. So that's why Bhagavan Shankaracharya said, atikatuhu atitishnaha ityevam katuscha amlascha lavanascha atyushnascha tishnascha rukshascha vidahichate aharaha rajasasya ishtaha. So everything you add too much, that is considered rajasic type of food. Then comes our tamasic type of food. Yata yamam gatarasam.
Yatayamam gatarasam.
Ute paryushitam chayat.
Purti paryushitam chayat.
Uchishtam cha medyam.
Uchishtamapi cha medhyam.
Bhojanam tamasapriyam.
Bhojanam tamasapriyam.
Yata yamam. One yamam is 3 hours. Yata yamam. After cooking, the food is kept 3 hours. And after 3 hours, if you eat, it is considered tamasic food. So we are all eating tamasic food now. Gatarasam. There is another reading also, Yatayamam, not properly cooked. Then Gatarasam, overcooked, no essence. The taste has gone. Putihi means bad smelling. If you keep it overnight sometime, next day, if you take that food, it will have some smell. Ooty. And there are some people who likes that kind of food also. Paryushitam, kept overnight. Chayate, leftover food. Uchishtam apicha metyam. Uchishta means leftover. Amedyam means not fit for offering to the Lord. Food not offered to the Lord, not sacred, not fit for offering. Amedyam. Bhojanam tamasapriyam. This kind of food is very dear to tamasic type of people. Yatarasam. Yatarasa shabdena uktahatvat. What is that? Nirviryasya. The taste has gone. All freezered food, the taste is gone totally. There is no life in it, it says. So, human structure is not meant for uncooked food. It is that we are, our manufacturer's defect it is. So, Bhagavan has created our body to eat cooked food. Animals' body, they have a system that can digest direct food, the uncooked food. But we are not, our body is not meant for that. So, we should cook properly. It is that mandapakvam. Yata yama means mandapakvam. Nirvirasya katarasa shabdena uktatvat. Katarasam rasaviyuktam puti durgandihi parishidam cha pakvam sat. Uchishtam api bhuktisishtam uchishtam ametyam ayatnyarham. So all this definition Bhagavan Shankaracharya himself has given. So, so this when I was in Hong Kong, I remember I had a friend, he was a professor. He's still alive, he's still there. So I used to visit him. I was a bachelor, he was also a bachelor, married bachelor, okay. His wife used to go to India for 6 months because her children are studying there. So she cooked for him. Before he leaves, she cooked for him and keep it in the refrigerator. A big, huge refrigerator was there. And she keeps it with a date. This, each item is date. And 6 months. So because he doesn't know how to cook. He's a professor. So when I went there, so he called me for lunch only, but then he was not cooking. And I asked him, hey, what happened to lunch? So he said, tell me what you want, I will give you. I was surprised. He's a genie or what? Can produce food just like that. And then he opened this refrigerator, picked up, it was all labeled. So picked up and then microwaved and gave me very hot food. Very good. And he said, then after I ate that food, I got some stomach pain and stomach problem and all that. And then when I reported to him, this is what happened, then he said, Swamiji, the problem is now I cannot eat fresh food. I can eat only old food, refrigerator food. His stomach is accustomed to that now. This is called tamasic type of food. Old leftover food, overcooked, no essence, preserved food, bad smelling. Bad smelling food also in China, there is I think in in Asian countries, especially China and Vietnam, Korea, these places, there is a custom before New Year. I heard this, okay, now don't quote me, okay. I heard this before the Chinese New Year. What they do is they kill one pork, whole pork, they will kill and skinned it and then hang it in their basement. And underneath they will put one plate, a vessel. And slowly this meat get rotten and worms will be there. That worms will fall down. And one worm start eating the other one and become one big worm, okay. Finally, one big worm, and that worm is taken and bring it to the dining table with the soy sauce seasoning. They will cut that and eat. This is considered delicacy. That is what Paryushitam, what is that? No, puti. Bad smelling. What kind of smell will be there? The whole house will be smelling. But they feel it's good for them. So this is, now you got an idea of what is sattvic food, rajasic food, tamasic food. So if you take sattvic type of food, you feel comfortable and you will not suffer too much. Now, the scriptures, our scriptures are like traffic rules, you see. You follow the rules, you will have a comfortable life. If you don't follow, then what happens? You get ticket or get into accidents. The same way, here also, Bhagavan is presenting towards us, these are the sattvic, rajasic, tamasic food. You choose according to your taste. Now, after having said about the threefold food, ahara, Bhagavan is now coming to tapas. Tapas is willful self-denial, to have control over my sense organs, to establish the mastership over senses. So this is called yajna, tapas. Yeah, yajna means tapas. Sorry, yajna means sacrifice. So willful, oh, that is tapas. We are talking about yajna, right? Okay, sorry. So all the karmas are called yajna. All secular karmas are converted into religious karma or yajna. Even the most mundane activities become a yajna, like eating, bathing, etc. There are certain karmas which are meant primarily for spiritual growth. They are called nitya naimittika karmas. Vihita karma, niyatam karma, all these Bhagavan talked about in the 3rd chapter. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma chayohya karmanaha sharira yatra pijate. So, or considered pancha maha yajna. All these karmas, I hope pancha maha yajna means you all know. All grihastha should follow pancha maha yajna. Deva yajna, Pitra yajna, Rishi yajna, Bhuta yajna, Manushya yajna. This is called pancha maha yajna. Deva yajna means puja. worship. In your house, there must be a puja room. People build big houses, mansion, but puja room is not there. That is not good. You should have a puja room dedicated to puja. Not that you put some picture in between the two dabbas and all that. Not that kind. Should have a dedicated room for it. That is called Deva. And worship also. You should use that room. Not that for, show off, people, party time, you show off, this is my puja room. How beautiful it is. Gods are all looking very clean, nice. No, that, not for that appreciation. You should use it every day. That is called puja, Deva Yajna. Then Rishi Yajna. Rishi Yajna is studying our scriptures. Read our scriptures every day. Rishis have given us this great wealth of knowledge. That should be read and understood. Then only we express our gratitude to those rishis. Then the Deva Yajna, Rishi Yajna, Puta Yajna. Puta Yajna means give some food, etc. to the animals, birds, insects, and all that. That is why in our system, there is in front of the house, they used to put column, the rice, flour they use for making some designs and all that. It is meant for the ants to eat. So, the Udayatnya, then Pitrayatnya. Pitrayatnya means for ancestors, people who have passed and gone. You should worship them at least once a year. We should worship them, offer them something that is their blessing will be there for your family. Pitrayatnya. Then Manushayatnya. Manushayatnya is you should feed one person. Find out some hungry person and feed them also. These are all very important, considered Pancha Mahayajna. So, all these are offered, all these are given in our Shastras. So, this is called Yajna. So, in Bhagavan, in the 4th chapter also gives, there are 12 different type of Yajnas he has given that. Buddha Yajna, what he called, Swadhyaya Jnana Yajna. And so all kinds of yajnas are given. So every action that you perform, it can be converted into a yajna. Why? By attitude. With what attitude you perform that action makes it a yajna. What is that attitude? I am doing this for my Lord. This is my offering to my Lord. Whatever activity you do. So this is called, so every karma can be converted into a yajna. And separate from these karmas, there are many karmas which are meant for material benefit. They are called sakama karmas or kamya karmas. The Vedas or the Lord do not have to worry about these as human beings. Naturally go after these desires. But the karmas which give spiritual growth, people never give importance because people do not have the value for spiritual growth in the normal life. Therefore, Vedas tells these karmas are compulsory. Otherwise, no one will do it. These karmas means what? The Panchamahayajna. Like traffic rules, it takes a long time to develop spiritual growth. Therefore, compulsory and start early, otherwise fine, isn't it? In traffic rules you break, there is fine. But in Shastra also they say pratyavaya dosha, they say also. If otherwise called pratyavaya dosha. Pratyavaya dosha means what? A sin for not doing what you are supposed to do. They call pratyavaya dosha. All these compulsory actions have twofold results. They can be used for material benefit also. If you don't do Sandhya Vandanam, Papam, Shrartham, Pitrachapam, etc., This is due to omission of your duties. It will give you name and form, Surga also. Second is, which wants spiritual growth, will produce spiritual wealth for him. Devi Sampat will come to him. Estavyam eva. Now this is to be done. So that is what Bhagavan has said here. The 11th verse. Aphala kamkshipiriyatnyaha.
Aphalakankshibhiryajñah
Vidhi ya ijyate.
vidhidrishto ya ijyate
Yastavyame veti manaha.
yashtavyameveti manaha
Samadhaya satvikaha.
samadhaya sa sattvikaha.
Aphala kamkshipir yatnyaha. Now this Panchamaha yatnya where you are grahastha supposed to do, they should not do it for thinking about the result. What will I get? So yashtavyameti. So yashtavyameveti manaha. This is to be done with what kind of manas samadhaya sa sattvikaha, with concentration, with sincerity. So these activities, that's like karma, convert all karma into a yajna with the attitude that I am offering this to the Lord. This is my offering to the Lord. So whatever capacity you have, whatever ability you have in you, whatever skill that you have mastered in your life, all these are given to me by the blessings of Lord. With this attitude, you work, that becomes a yajna. Vidhidrishtaha. According to Shastra, as per the injunction given in the scriptures, Vidhidrishtaha ya ijyate. Yastavyameveti manaha. So this is to be done. This is my duty. I should perform this. With this attitude, one perform yajna, all activities in the yajna spirit. Then samadhaya sa sattvikaha. Such a person, mind is sattvic mind. So you must have heard that story. An American visitor went to India and while traveling, he was staying in a hotel, and then when he went out and he lost his wallet on the way. And he was very sad because in that wallet there was money also. There was his ID card also was there. So many things were there. It was very precious to him. So he was very sad. He reported that to the counter there. But they could not do anything. And as he was sitting there sadly, suddenly a boy came and then handed over the wallet to him. Is this your wallet? Yes, 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 this is my wallet. And then immediately took out some money and gave it to this child. And the boy said, no, sir. It is the purse belongs to you, money belongs to you. It is my duty that I performed. I don't expect anything. This is called Satic type of karma. This you can see only in India, not anywhere else. So these are all real thing happen. It is not that something that somebody has made up story. So this type of yashtavyame vedi, this is to be done. This is my duty. I should do it. I don't expect anything in return. This kind of an attitude is called sattvic type of yajna. Okay. Now continuing. Abhisandhayatu phalam
Abhisandhaya tu palam.
dambharthamapi chaivayat
Dambhartamapi chaiva yata.
ijyate bharatasreshtaha
Ijyate bharata shresthaha.
tam yajnam viddhi rajasam.
Tam yajnam vidhi rajasam.
Now, rajasic type of yajna is abhisandhayatu phalam. Whatever yajna they perform, they keep in mind the result. Perform yajna for the what? Phalam dambharthamapi chaivayate. Perform yajna for name and fame. So Satyanarayana Puja, you perform. You invite all the dignitaries of the society and dhoom dham, all extravaganza. Silver plate and golden plate, golden ornaments, all that, and then dhan. This kind of thing, why we have to do, why we do it? Because for the name, everybody should talk. That particular worship or yajna or offering should be the talk of your town. So that kind of an attitude, if you do without any shraddha, ijyate paradasreshta tam yajnam viddhi rajasam. So abhisandhayatu phalam dambharthamapi chaitavayate. So even though yajna is an offering to the Lord, but even then, if the attitude is not correct, then what happened? It will not yield the right result. So this is what we have to understand that. So, so there was a person, a young man. I used to stay with him, and in his house, his parents also were there. Father was there, mother was also there. And this person was not a very well-to-do person, but his brother was highly educated and he was doing very well. He had a big mansion, servants and all that. So he was doing very good. So I casually asked him, see, why don't you send your parents to your brother's house so that, they will have more comfort. He will be able to look after them better. You don't have that much of money to keep them happy, etc. I just mentioned. Then he was telling me, that surprised me. So, the reason I am taking care of them is something different. What is that? If I take care of them, my father will write all his wealth in my name. So, even though serving the parents is a noble act, but that act is noble only when your attitude is pure, you see. But here the attitude is what? I am serving them because I want to get their money. So their wealth, their property. If this attitude, if you do it, that kind of a yajna become, even though it is a religious activity, it becomes what? Rajasic religious activity. So, that is what is called Rajasic type of yajna. Then comes our Tamasic. Vidhihi namasrishtanam
Vidhihi namasrishtanam.
mandrahi namadakshinam
Mandrahi namadakshinam.
Shraddha virahitam yajnam.
Shraddha virahitam yajnam.
Tamasam parichakshate.
Tamasam parichakshate.
Vidhihinam. The rituals performed without following any rules. Vidhihinam. जो मन में आया वो कर लेते. That type of. And see, generally what happened in the American society, people are working, so they have to go to the office 8 o'clock, they have to leave the home. So then suddenly he remembered that he has to do Sraddham for his forefathers. He remembered that today is the Tithi, so I had to do it. So he will call the priest. And priest will say, so he has to leave anyway 8 o'clock. So he will ask him to come 6:30. So priest has got so many other engagements. Nowadays priests are all very busy. So he will come slowly 7 o'clock. Then 7 o'clock, by the time he comes and prepare the puja, etc., it takes some time. 7:30 he starts his puja. And he has only half an hour left. So at that time, this man will tell him, "Jala jaldi karo, jaldi karo." Do it fast. He is looking at his watch. And when that happens, what the priest will do? Think about it. They will cut down all the mantras, isn't it? So they start with Purusha Sukta mantra. And first verse, the mantra will say, then afterward, they will swallow everything completely. Mantrahinam. So this is what happens. So, and Vidhihinam, they don't follow any rules. So I remember one wedding I was attending. These are all real stories. Sometimes I make up stories, but this one is real. One wedding I was attending, I was surprised. This priest was chanting funeral mantras. Now, funeral mantras, when I heard that, I was shocked. Then I went and asked this priest, "What are you doing? This is a wedding, it is not funeral." Then he said, "Swamiji, what to do? I know only this mantra." Mantra, There was another wedding I went. This guy was chanting only Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamadachyate. Yeah, very. See, when you are wearing the Mangalya, the Mangalya Tandunanenam Abhajivana Vibhushana, such a beautiful mantras are there. Instead of saying that, he said Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamadachyate. That is all he knows. What can you do? And the people, audience, they are also ignorant. They don't know also. So they think, Pujari to kar raha hai, theek hai. He is doing it. So our ignorance becomes their capital. So vidhihinam, asishtanam, without offering food. So in puja, it is a must that you offer naivedyam. But sometime what happened? So they will put the rice, and that is all. Offering sankalpena samarpayami. So there should be naivedyam, and without so vidhihinam, asishtanam, mantrahinam. Mantra also they sacrifice. So there won't be proper mantras. Adakshinam. And when the puja is performed by a priest, you should give him dakshina. So without dakshina, the puja will not have the real effect. So when it comes to giving dakshina, they become very economical. So some people become very bargaining. There also they start bargaining with the priest. Don't do that. You have to make him happy. His blessing should be there. So, asantushto dijo nashtaha, it is said. So, if you send that priest back with the unhappy, it is not good for you. Shraddha is not for the forefather, actually, but it is for your benefit. Chitta Shuddhi. Therefore, Shraddha, with Shraddha, Shraddha should be there. Shraddha virahitam yajnam, it is said. So, even though he is performing all these things, then he will tell everybody, I don't believe in all these things also, they will tell. They think that it is, yes, modern, become westernized and modernized. That is what he thinks. But he will do all these things. But for what? Because for somebody's sake. Okay, otherwise mother will get upset, or wife will get upset, or in-laws will get upset. So for that sake, he will perform. He doesn't have any Shraddha in that. So, Shraddha virahitam yajnam tamasam parichakshate. So this is Vidihinam, Asrishtannam, Mantrahinam, Adakshinam, Shraddha Virahitam Yajnam, Tamasam Parichakshate. So whenever we are doing Yajna, Dana, Tapa, Karma, all of them should be done with complete faith, complete Shraddha. With Shraddha, if you do it, you will benefit the result. Otherwise, even though you do it, it will not yield the right result. So, Shraddha virahitam yajnam tamasam parikshase. Elsewhere, Bhagavan said, without Shraddha, if you perform yajna, dana, all those things, here later on also he's going to say that, it will be something like offering ghee to a, what you call, a havan kund without any fire. So if there is no fire in a havan kund, you offer ghee, what happens? It is no use. Same way, it is useless. Now we have seen 3 types of ahara, 3 types of yajna. So sattvic ahara, rajasic ahara, tamasic ahara, then sattvic yajna, rajasic yajna, tamasic yajna. Now the next topic is tapas. Tapas means willful self-denial. To have control over my sense organs. All our fasting, in our culture, we have so many fastings are there. What is that? Monday fasting, Monday fasting for Lord Shiva, Tuesday fasting for Lord Ganesha, and Wednesday fasting is for Krishna, Thursday fasting for Dakshinamurti, Friday fasting for Devi, Saturday fasting for Hanumanji. Sunday, I think they leave it free. Usko bhi chutti denge. But there are people who worship sun. So sun worshippers, they have a vratam. What kind of vratam? Unless I see sun, they will not eat. So, winter time, it is very difficult for them. Poor things, they go fasting for so many days. Until they see sun, they will not eat. That kind of vratam some people keep. So what happens when you fast? What happens? Which is good for your health. Nowadays, it has become a fashion now. What is called intermittent fasting and all that. It become a fashion. Everybody is doing it. And this, our forefathers have envisioned it long time ago. And they have given this and made it into the very, inherent part of our very fabric of our life. So that is the fasting, Ekadashi Vratam, etc. Different Vratam is there. Now, what happens when you perform, when you do Vratam, fasting? What happens is you develop willpower. So that is the advantage of Vratam. Suppose you develop willpower, you fast, you develop willpower, etc. If you are told, nobody will follow. So that is why all religious practices, they attach to some benefit. So phalam will be there. You will get punyam. With that punyam, you will go to heaven. Like that, if you say, people are interested because we all want to know the benefit, you see. Without seeing the benefit, nobody will do anything. So, but our religious masters they were great scientists. So they knew what is the ultimate result. So suppose you decide to fast on Monday, let us say, and you told your household in the house, everybody, you announce, I am going to fast tomorrow, Monday. And morning you get up with hunger that day. And other days you don't feel hungry in the morning. Even one cup of coffee, you are okay. But that day when you decide to fast, my God, and you start smelling food everywhere. You try. And at that time only the whole household, what they do is, whatever you like, that food they make that day. All your willpower will lose, you will lose. Then what happened? You will enjoy that food and you will postpone your things. No, but you have to develop that will over your mind. No, I am not going to eat it. Today is my fast. And when you fast, what happens is your mind become alert. And you are supposed to, it is called upavasaha. Upa means near. Vasa means staying. Staying near home, Bhagavan. That is called upavasa. Then it is become lopasandhi. Upasa. So upavas. And you are supposed to near home, Bhagavan. And that is why the fasting is because you don't have to cook, you don't have to worry about food. You drink some water or some fruits, etc. if you can take. It is called phala ahara. Phala means fruit. Then there is a pala ahara. Pala ahara means many fruits, many kinds, varieties of food. Sometimes in India, if people are fasting day, they will have best food available, sabudana khichdi, sabudana vadai, all kinds of different varieties they make. That is not called fasting, please. This is fasting food, they say. And it is the most tastiest food they make that day. No, that also, the very taste should be conquered. That is the idea. The mind demands certain things at that time. You should have the willpower to say no. That is called that is a benefit of this fasting. So willful self-denial to have control over my sense organs. So to establish the mastership over senses. That is one meaning. Second meaning is discipline. Called tapas. The greatest tapas is watching your mind. All other tapas we will be able to do. Some people will stand on one leg and do tapas. Sometimes people upside down also, they will Sirshasanam, they do tapas. These are all possible if you practice for some time. But The greatest, most difficult tapas is what? Watch your thoughts. Right. You won't be able to do 3 minutes. Why? The moment you watch your mind doesn't like it. Because mind wants its own freedom, you see. And immediately mind will give you some nice thoughts. And with that thought, you will be taken away from your that alertness. You will be taken away. Something what happened in your childhood. The 8th grade teacher pinched me, something like that, Suddenly a thought will come. Mind will bring out the thought. Then that 8th grade teacher, I don't know where she was, she is now. I think I should find out his telephone number or something like that, I heard his daughter is somewhere in America, someplace it is there. I had to find out. Like this, so many thought, chain of thought will come and disturb you. And not disturb, it take you away from what you are doing. What are you doing? You are watching your thoughts. Then what happened? You are taken away. So this is a greatest tapas. If you are able to watch your thoughts, what happens? You will have a will over your thinking. That is why Mauna Vratam and all that, it is a great tapas. One day keep quiet. That's it. You want to speak, but you control your today Mauna Vratam. But don't write down slips of paper and keep on writing. That is not Vratam. Keep quiet. Then you see how powerful it is. Mind becomes so powerful, how revolt. Mind revolt, and you watch. The revolting mind, you should be able to watch without getting affected. So this, if you are able to do it, then you will succeed in your spiritual growth. So tapas is considered conserving our energy, because most of our energy is dissipated in the wrong channel of thinking. And this tapas is the one that helps you to conserve your energy. And this is very important. That's why you see children, they are hyper energetic. Have you noticed? 2.5, 3-year-old children, hyper energetic. Father, mother, babysitter, they are all tired of taking care of this little fellow. He doesn't eat also. Same, the amount of food you are eating, he doesn't eat that much. But where does he get energy? Think about it. His mind is pure. He is not dissipating energy, thinking about what is going to happen in the future, who will look after me, who will pay for my bills. None of the thoughts disturb him. So this tapas also there are. Now tapas Bhagavan is dividing into, as I told you, Shariram tapas, Vak tapas. Vak tapas we saw in the morning class. But I will tell you some more points other than what we discussed in the morning. And Manasam tapas. These are the 3 types of tapas. We shall see that tomorrow. Yeah. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Thank you, Swamiji, for another wonderful lecture, for helping us understand the different types of actions, the sattvic, the rajasic, the tamasic. Also for helping us understand that the right action without the right attitude becomes almost like spoiled action. So how important the right attitude is. And also that we need to perform our actions with shraddha, without ego, without desire, and without extremism. That's what I understood from tonight's lesson. And I'm looking forward to continuing the chapter tomorrow. So thank you so much. We have just a few announcements. I could have the, there we go, the Hanuman Chalisa. So April 1st coming up, Hanuman Chalisa. It's an all-day event. Starts first thing in the morning and goes right to the evening. And there are still spots for chanting if you'd like to chant, and also for sponsorships. And you could contact, I think Vinod is here. You could contact Vinod for signing up for that. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Hari Om. John? Sponsorships also for Vinod. Oh, and food sponsorships as well are requested. So if you'd like to provide food throughout the day at some point in the day,